That's okay. Hi, how are you today?
I'm all right. How are you?
Doing good.
That's good.
Okay. We had to do chapter 15 and 16, right?
Yep.
Okay. So chapter 15 was temperature, heat, and
Expansion.
expansion. Oh, I gotta show the screen. What are the thoughts and feelings about temperature, heat, and expansion?
Um, I think it was so far like one of the most simplest
Mm-hmm.
of the things that we've learned so far. I actually didn't really know the difference between temperature and heat, but I guess heat has like energy in a sense, and then temperature is just like the measurement of heat. So that was pretty cool. There was like some random figure, and it was like heat is like love. It's not something you could be. It's only something you can give and receive. And I thought that was just so random.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Like,
But
okay.
yeah, I do agree also too that this was one that was I like you said easier. But I was
Yeah,
thinking
basically.
maybe
Mm-hmm.
that's because we deal with these type of things. Not to say we don't deal with the rest of the things on a regular basis, but you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm just writing stuff. Um, I'm not spelling things right.
Mm.
Okay. What else? We gotta get like a paragraph.
Okay. Hold on.
Skim over my notes and see what all. Okay, so they also talked about internal energy. The grand total of all the energies inside of a substance.
Okay. In inside a substance. I cannot type. Okay. Um, quantity of heat. Oh, is there any fun questions?
Um, hmm.
Uh,
Percent 1 8 joules equals 1 calorie. Ooh, thermal expansion.
okay, so like the example of the pi filling is 15.9. How it talks about how the pie filling will be too hot, but the pie crust may not be.
I'm looking
I
at
was
it.
thinking like, well, that's kind of crazy that the crust wouldn't be too hot, but like if you think about the sun, when the sun beams down on the streets, the concrete and the sidewalk, like that's super hot.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think it's because the direction that the temperature or the heat is coming from changes that, or like the ingredients or the chemicals per se?
Or if like one area is more like cloudy versus another area, if it's like affected that way either,
Hmm.
or by the sun exposure or lack of sun exposure, or is that not what you're saying?
No, yeah, like why, or like say even like what's another example? Um, like a stove heating up a metal pot or a metal pan. You know, the eye is gonna be super, super hot, and the pot or the pan may feel like extra hot. But when you put something in it right away, it might not sizzle or it might not get
Hmm.
hot right away.
Hmm.
But going back to the example of the apple pie, feeling like, I'm just thinking like, why do certain things heat up faster or slower than other things, like as far as when the energy is going through more than one thing or when the heat is going through more than one thing?
Hmm.
Do you think a convection oven or a stove is faster to cook things?
Oh, I don't know.
Because kind of
What
that's what I took away from that, like from your question right there.
Yeah.
It's like it's two different ways of like constant heat and like yeah, it's just like it's cooking it. But is it because it's moving? Um, is it like different? I don't know. It's just the two different conditions. I don't know. I got
Yeah, but no,
excited.
I think that's a good example for a good question.
I don't think I've ever used a convectional oven.
But it probably, I guess it would just depend on, of course, different variants, what you're cooking, you know,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But that would be interesting to see.
Convection ovens are fun. They're just not fun to clean.
Really?
Yeah, they get really dirty. And they're kind of, it's like really toxic to clean them because you have to use like special like scrubby stuff that's really toxic and it's gross.
Oh, I actually have had one of these before. I never used it though.
Yeah.
Remember my
Oh,
boyfriend brought it into the apartment and it just sat there because I am an avid air fryer user. Mm.
I love air fryers, bro.
Me too. They're just so convenient.
Hmm. I think they're fantastic. I like cooking burritos in them, like the
Really, I
little like
had
frozen
burrito
burritos.
last time, but like I felt like the outside of my burrito, like I feel like compared to cooking it in like a microwave, like I feel like it hardened my burrito. It was like weird. Like if I use the microwave, I feel like it's kind of like softish, but when I use
Hmm.
the air fryer, it felt like a brick. It was weird. I was like, I don't know. I don't know if it's maybe the temperature that I used or what, but like it was just like hard. I don't know.
I love I like when they get crusty though, when the burritos get crusty and crunchy. Crusty is a
Mhm.
bad word for it, but get crunchy. I think it's like
Yeah, that's what
satisfying.
it was. It was like crunchy. I don't know, cause like you know how like the microwave kind of makes it, I guess like soggy in a sense.
Yes, no, microwaves absolutely make food
Yeah.
soggy.
I don't know how it does it though, but I don't know. I love the air fryer though. It's just I don't know, one of like the best inventions ever.
I have been a hardcore stove girl for the past like year and a half, 2 years, up until I got a air fryer like a couple months ago because I just didn't have a microwave. The last microwave I had was like huge and it just didn't fit my old apartment, so I had to get rid of it. Stove girl, and
Yeah.
I was very lazy. Never cooked.
Yeah. I remember the first air fryer I got, it was like a little 2 quart. It was so tiny. Like it was so tiny. And then for my 20th birthday, I had asked my mom, I said, Mom, can you buy me a bigger air fryer? She was like, I'll send you the one from the house and we'll get a new one for the house. I'm like, girl, what? But she ended up getting me my own, like a new one. And then I ended up moving back home and the one in the house broke. So she ended up taking mine. But she was talking so much
Darn.
about it. She was like, yours, like you gotta press the button before it starts. Because the old one, as soon as you like put it in, like then it'll just start
Hmm.
automatic. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit better, but I'm like, well, this is what we have now, so deal with it. But I don't know. It's just very convenient though. I love it. And it's not too hard to clean, especially like if you put foil at the bottom, makes it a lot easier.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, does that look like a paragraph for each? Nah, it really is. That's not a very good paragraph for chapter 15, but I'm kind of okay with it. Maybe he doesn't actually look at it. Maybe he just looks at it and just like reads it real quick and then doesn't check it again.
Maybe.
Mm. Mm-mm.
I'm reading one of the checkpoints and it says, why do both a party balloon and a railroad track increase in size when their temperature rises? I didn't
Hmm.
know either of those things increased in size when the temperature rises. Like I did not know that.
Now, I know balloons shrink. I've never seen none expand, but I wonder, do they expand to the point that they burst?
That's a good question. Because I also heard like, yeah, that I know that they do like shrink in cold weather, like because I work at Dollar Tree and like people
Hmm.
buy balloons and then like it's cold outside and they start to deflate. But as soon as they come back inside, they start to expand again. So I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, that's crazy. Stuff that we don't ever think about on the regular. Um, I was kind of surprised that they mentioned water in this chapter. I never really, you think about physics. Well, I didn't think about water. I thought about
Yeah.
probably everything else besides water.
Yeah. The
And
water.
then when they were talking about like the thermal expansion,
Mhm.
like how hot temperatures and cold temperatures, of course, cause the ground in the streets and stuff to buckle. But I
Mhm.
wonder, like, does it buckle faster when the temperature is constant, or more when the temperature is like varied?
Mm.
Because I know up here we got the grip of potholes and stuff, like
Uh-huh.
outrageous. And I just wonder, like, when I go to Vegas and stuff, like, I don't really notice that many potholes. It's been maybe like 2 or 3 years though since I've been to Vegas, but
Mhm.
just thinking it gets really, really hot there.
Yeah. But then again,
And
like
like,
holes are like aren't they like created from like water like freezing into like cracks and then like kind of
Hmm.
breaking the so maybe like their temperature over in Vegas, like if it's hotter most of the time, like then there's not that water for it to like freeze over and then crack the streets. Plus I feel like they
yeah,
probably have more money to like, even if they did have potholes, they probably
yeah.
fix it more compared to what we got going on over here.
Yeah, because it's probably not that many, being
Yeah.
that it don't get that cold, the water
Mhm.
not really freezing
Yeah,
like
that
here.
makes sense. And also it's like a big like touristy place. So like they probably try
Yeah,
to maintain like, upkeep of the roads and stuff compared to Omaha where it's like, nobody really cares. So
right.
they fix it whenever.
That's so
Yeah,
true.
Yeah. They don't ever fix it.
Somehow, or there's always construction, like just
Yeah.
continuous construction that never gets finished.
but
Never.
it's crazy. Like they don't never want to start construction like until school time or until fall time, or
Mhm.
until like the weather's getting ready to get bad or start changing. Like, where are y'all during the summer? Like we see y'all working, but not